So welcome to the next episode in tuning our GT4 demo car. We are now at Cadwell Park. You've obviously seen the lads fit all of the suspension secrets equipment, so that was the full Kinematics kit that's been fitted. It's a considerable change, and then it's been set up and corner weighted in-house. So as part of this, obviously everyone's aware that we're now selling suspension secrets equipment and setups in-house at Genome. So we felt that we had to go for their very best kit. So that's the full Kinematics kit with the upgraded springs, all the arms, the top mount camber plates, the whole shebang. It's got everything on there. So we've come to Cadwell Park with Porsche Club GB with the intention of putting it through its paces. Now I'm going to go one step further, and I know Matt's done this as well, and say that I have literally run these tyres down to nothing. So particularly the rears, we are in a position now where I've had to trailer the car here because we were that short a time to get some new tyres on. So it's sort of almost double putting it through its paces. If it's good with the tyres that are worn out on, I can only imagine what it's going to be like when we start to really push on a brand new set of Cup 2s. So I'm very excited to get in, so I'm going to jump in, get straight out on track now, start slowly. Matt was very, very clear when he put this kit on to not climb curbs, be a little bit more careful because it's going to be completely different to how it was, which I find hard to believe. It was already good, but there were certain areas that I felt were lacking. So this is going to be my first opportunity to really give it some. I'm going to build up slowly. I've set my tyre pressures quite low because it's very hot today. So I'm going to give it 3 to 4 laps, which you'll see, building up, building up, building up, and then I'll start to really push on. I've got a little bit of experience at Cadwell, but I've not been here in the GT4 before, so be interesting to see how we get on. Oh man, that is insane. I cannot begin to describe the level of grip this car has got now. Like, where I went wrong, Andrew Sterling, who's with us in a 4S 991, so turboed, with Cup 2s, and he's you know, he can pedal, he's not slow. I saw him in front of me when I came out on cold tyres, and I made the mistake of thinking I'm going to get on the back of him and give some comparison as to how much faster this car actually on cold tyres. So there is a little bit of a blooper which we might be able to find off the in-car of a bit of sideways action, maybe clipped a few cones on the outside, I'm not too sure, but it didn't feel great. However, once I got the car up to temperature and I backed my driving off and gave myself some space, the car is like a different car. I cannot begin to describe how good that is now. In terms of you know, not going into too much detail, but like I can leave the braking later everywhere because the front end is lovely and pointy, so I know I've got the trust in it to turn in, get the car rotated, and then what happens, obviously exaggerated, the rear tyre is like this, so when the weight transfer comes across and stands the tyre up, I've basically got full contact patch throughout the corner. And what that's allowing me to do is I can pitch it in, turn it, as soon as I see the apex, I'm starting to get back on the power, and it just feels tremendous. The amount of drive it's got through corners, that's where when these turboed cars are pulling away from me, ultimately we get to the next corner where it's not quite so sharp and I'm not dropping out the power band, and I am all over them through the fast stuff. Where I'm struggling is the car's manual, long gears, all the stuff that we all complain about. I'm just struggling around that 3000 RPM where it's just waiting to get it on song. And this is something that Matt from Suspension Secrets said as well, that he was struggling with. So we put the over axle pipes on, tuned it, and then obviously went out at Alton and just said it's completely transformed it. I can keep up with the GT3s and stuff now. So this car's got my stage 1 on it, and I have pushed it quite hard because it's my car. But I suppose for the next episode, really the next step is to put the over axle pipes on, you know, go as hard as we can with the calibration, because of course if anything's going to go wrong on a car, I want it to be my car that it goes wrong on. So we always push them past production files when it's my car, and that's how we learn. It's all part of the R&D process. So next steps, bang on some over axle pipes, get it back on the dyno, go you know, quite hard with the calibration, and then come back to the track and see whether we can just, you know, like I say, those corners where we're dropping off power band a little bit, does it give us what we need to be able to just get past in the shorter corners? I suppose as well, what would be nice, because I feel like I'm meeting the limitations of fast shifting with the clutch that's in it. Can I get an upgraded clutch? Is there something available? Can we find something? Can we work something out? And then we take it from there, and that might have to be episode 4 or whatever we get to, but I think we've just got to keep pushing forwards and keep testing and showing you guys what we can do.